play some Runeterra, huh? So we've got a Plaza deck today, but it's a little bit of an interesting take on the archetype. So new format staple in Demacia. Whenever an ally is summoned, give it +1/+1 and Challenger this round. And this build of this archetype, or this card, works very well with another sweet card in Runeterra that sees a little bit less play and Out of the Way. So for the rest of the game, allied buffs, except for Barrier, are permanent, and then you draw a card. So if you Out of the Way, your Plaza permanently gives things +1/+1 and Challenger, which is sweet. And we've got a bunch of other cards that are just like incidentally good cards that are decent with Out of the Way. So we've got Vanguard Sergeant here, which creates a 4 Demacia, very powerful finisher that permanently gives you +3/+3. We got Solari Sunforger, which gets lifesteal permanently. And actually, Sunforger curves very nicely with Out of the Way. You can bank spell mana on 2, play Out of the Way on 3, and then Sunforger permanently have lifesteal on 4, which is pretty sweet. We also have just good combat tricks that become permanent, like Cascade and Sharpsight. We've got Diana, which can permanently give herself Challenger, or her leveled mode permanently gets to attack. And then I've got Zoe in here. It's just like another cheap card that's just a good champion. One thing that's nice about these 1-drops is that you can Zoe or Duskbringer on 1 and then still expect to be able to Out of the Way on 3, because you'll need to bank 2 spell mana to do that. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this and see how it goes. One of these days, there'll be a deck without Zoe. I'll have you know that we didn't play any Zoe yesterday. Maybe not the day before either. It's been a hot second. We took a couple of days off. I mean, we have both the cards our deck is named after, chat. Obviously can't lose.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared. Lunari, rise!
Yeah, Zoe's a really sweet design. And I think you're not the only one to have feelings like that, Cafe, where like she really kind of pulled you in. And overall, as the game just gets more and more cards in it, we're gonna see more and more of that, where like, you know, there's this new champion or this new design that really pulls people in. Out of my way, Twisted Fate. We got some K-pop to dance to. Let's do some K-pop again.
Deal me in. Eyes open.
The KDA board does seem like it would fit well for this, doesn't it? That's a good thought. Dunk. It's gonna be a little bit of a challenging turn here, but I hope we can manage. So would I rather Diana or would I rather Zoe? I guess I could technically do both with the Dust Petal.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat.
Temperamental as moonlight.
I think Tarek's just not a very good Runeterra card, Scars, whereas Diana is a good Runeterra card. So I think I actually want to hook Twisted Fate with the 4/4, because there's a good chance they have Vengeance here to save their champion, and I'd rather this die than Diana die. Just like we drew it up.
My time has come.
I don't change fate, but I can see it.
I can see it.
Night flowers upon my blade, the promise of a new moon upon you, bloom tender.
So we're gonna like drop this Vanguard Sergeant, and then next turn we'll for Demacia and like give him the beatdowns.
Discipline and steel.
So they have Ruination mana available, but if they ruinate, they lose their Twisted Fate. So I think I'm okay with that. Like I get to play a goat as a follow-up. All right, your Twisted Fate is leveled. I'm a attack for a bunch. That's okay with you.
Courage, soldier.
Get bloody, get paid.
Okay, so how are we? What you doing over there?
I will be heard.
So we do this, and then we do this, and we attempt to kill you. So they're dead. Good beats, good beats, good start to the stream and the set. I enjoy when we get to do the thing right away. We got to cast Out of the Way, and then we got to play Plaza, and then we got to play a bunch of idiots and make them large and in charge. Yeah, exactly. The way we ordered our attackers there too, even if they had the ability to play a gold card, they would not have been able to stun either of my attackers with it, because we had a 7/7 down at the end. We had played Out of the Way last season with Shyvana and Diana, and it felt very reasonable. So I'm interested to see one of the bits of tension in this deck is that both Plaza and Out of the Way are cards that you have to spend mana on that don't directly impact the board themselves. So like that last game, for instance, where everything worked out for us, you'll note my opponent had a very slow start. Their first play was a 1/1 on turn 3, whereas against anything more aggressive, our start that game would not have been nearly quick enough. So I'm actually uncertain if Plaza's actually a good pairing with Out of the Way, because of it gives you like 6 cards that are kind of expensive that don't impact the board when you play them. That's true too. Yeah, neither of them are good in multiples as well. I actually think Out of the Way is like pretty reasonable as a card. I'm just not sure if it's reasonable alongside Plaza specifically. Never mind, our deck's busted, chat. Undefeated. All skill. You know how you can tell it was skill? Because I won the match. When I win, it's skill. When I lose, it's variance. 200% win rate. Exactly. Crip Master. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel. Maester? It might be Maester. M-A-I-S-T-E-R. Maester, I believe. '91 at the end. Do you just like the number 91? Or were you born in '91? My last fun Jeff Hoagland trivia fact. The last time, I'm gonna mulligan these looking for a 1-drop to pair with this. The last username I used on the internet before I started using Jeff Hoagland as my username everywhere was BeastRace91. Because I played an unhealthy amount of Morrowind growing up, and I always played a Khajiit or an Argonian in that game, which were their beast races. And I'm an old man born in the year 1991. Closing in on 30, chat. Closing in on 30. Alright, so I think with this draw, I was going to play a 2-drop this turn, but I think with this draw, we just play the Duskbringer here, and then we can play Out of the Way next turn and get set up to start putting these down with the Out of the Way bonus. Socrates, thanks for the follow. Welcome, welcome. You're coming up on 800. Alright, so our next one's actually going to be pretty sweet. We get to go a 3-6 for 2 into a 2-2 quick attack challenger for 2. Kill this.
The Isles will bloom again.
Embrace the night.
Age is just a level. That's a good way to think about it.
Face your heretic.
Blood and guts, golden glory.
So, there's a real chance they hook this here, and if they do that, I get to Sharp Sight to save her.
Going harvesting.
Okay, so playing this out incentivizes this hook here, which lets me keep my Diana.
Set the hooks.
They hurt us, chat. Oh no.
Harvesting.
Oh, you almost got it right in the middle, opponent. You almost figured it out in the middle. And because we're out of the way. Oh, and this is why they almost did it, but then they thought about it. So they had the Vile Feast. So they must have been thinking about Pale Cascade and not Sharp Sight, is I bet what happened there. So they were like, oh, this is a better one, but oh wait, if they have Pale Cascade to save Diana, Vile Feast kills her anyways. That seems reasonable.
Unseen, unheard.
So our goal here is to get set up nice and wide so we can forward Demacia on our next attack. I kind of hope they redesign this card a little bit. I would really like it if, I think after you play the first Out of the Way, it should set the cost of the rest of them to like 0. I feel like that would go a long way towards being a very small power level upgrade that would like not be broken. Rabner, thank you for the 43 months. It's a really long time. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. BJ Roth, thank you for the 31 months. Good morning.
See how handsome I do?
Because then it just becomes a cantrip, basically. Yeah, I mean, after you play the first one. After you play the first one. Mortex, good morning, and thank you for the 20 months. Play this out so we can generate a gem here. So we draw a discard in these regions we want to play. We could play. Well, so my wording slipped up my opinion there. Instead of asking yourself, is there discard we could play? I would implore you to ask yourself the question, is there discard we want to play? Why would I want to play draw? Why do I want to add card advantage to my aggressive deck? Why is that beneficial? I guess his attack means their Maokai gets pretty close to leveling here. If they play a unit, they get to obliterate my deck. Icy Ice, thanks for the 2/3 V. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. As a heads up, if your normal schedule doesn't line up well with my my personal lifetime, you can drop off Prime while I'm offline too. I appreciate the support regardless. First neighbor NA, thank you for the 27 months. Lampton, can we put Overwhelm aggro back in the queue? We definitely can. Could you specify which Overwhelm aggro deck though? Are you referring to the Frel Alliance one? Are you referring to? There's a few different ones. So I theoretically get 2 more attacks here with my deck being mostly obliterated. Maybe that's enough with this card. Maybe. This is a reason to have gemmed this last turn, because then I could have sharp-sighted the other and saved it. I think with the Maokai Obliterate here, we're probably gonna end up being too slow. And they're deep, so they get to flush the toilet next turn.
Not my first gunfight.
Yes, can block elusives is permanent from out of the way. Is accurate. Yeah, it's a pretty big mistake, actually. Not gemming the right thing. Darius are wrong. We'll do. Man, drawing Dubs Plaza after
Success gets you noticed around here.
Dubs Slate's real bad. Yeah, Maokai giving them free blocks each turn is also not great for us. It was a lot. Thanks for the follow. Good morning. Lux Leona, eh? Don't need Sunforger here. Cascade I could take or leave. A mulligan it looking for one of the cards our deck is named after. Thanks for the 16 months, Metsu. Welcome back. Zoe makes the roses. I'm gonna goat here and then just open attacks next turn. They're also a Plaza deck. They're probably a bit better of a Plaza deck than we are. Their curve goes a bit bigger.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Alright, so Silence and Crescent Strike both save Zoe here.
What's in here?
Forge ahead.
No blocks. This card's so good with Plaza, just like 4/7 Challenger, like giddy up.
First light illuminates the land.
Read. Leona is very, very good in these Plaza matchups. Doing exactly this is super powerful. I think I'm gonna go ahead and play Shield Bearer here and crunch into this, just like trade these 1 for 1. I think that's a good exchange for me. 2 mana, kill your 5/4. It's a fine play.
Everywhere I go, the light follows.
The light follows. Huh? Honestly, I think we're just hushing here. Just like keep you off of that. So he's at 7 out of 10. So this is 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. Little Barnabas, good morning and welcome to the channel.
Riddle me something cool.
Doggo. So, Gem Sharp Sight level Zoe here, right? So I think we do that.
Wheel turns. Day becomes night. Time to be colors.
Well, I can't lifesteal because that's Daybreak. Next turn we could get lifesteal, yeah.
I forgot how slow time moves.
I think I'm just cracking them for 7 here. I don't think I wanna overrate anything here.
I've been hiding my light too long. By the light.
She's so good, Precipice. Just like such an unreasonably good card in design.
The Solari cannot tell heretics from true believers.
So we get to go give everything lifesteal, give everything elusive, have good open attacks. Yeah, it is kind of funny how that works out. Where like she no longer has Challenger, but the rest of the squad keeps it.
My patience wanes.
Weapons golden as the dawn.
A weapon is only to shine like the sun. You must burn like it.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Yeah, if this Zoe isn't enough to close the game out, Living Legends likely will be.
The moon is no stranger to changing phases.
Oh, it's not a phase. This is who I really am.
Why is their sound design should not be allowed to be as good as it is? It's just like it's just unreasonably good.
Are they still here?
Mom, it's not a phase, Mom.
Daylight warms the heart and lights the way. Glorious light rains down.
Okay, I would like one double obliterate, please. I mean, these are good if they ever eventually answer my board, right? Does it hold the infinite stay at 0 after runs? I don't believe so. I believe it goes back to 2. That's really good.
The dawn has arrived. Sunlight blinds.
Kind of a lower Living Legends. That was fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass here.
What once was two, now is one.
Huh? Do I have to play my own one of these out? I'm blocking here. I'm blocking here. I'm taking 15, 16. I'm technically not dead, right? They're definitely attacking. I'm gonna pass.
The hour is mine.
Oh, my thing was stunned. They didn't have to hook it. I just assumed they were gonna hook it, and then they hooked it for me. Be very quiet.
A Demacian soldier is worth 10 foes.
Listen, I assumed they were gonna make a play, and then they made the play I assumed they were going to make. Maybe they just assumed I had... Maybe they assumed that I only wouldn't make that play if I had a way to live. We leveled them, chat. They assumed I couldn't have been an idiot. Little did they know I was an idiot. No, I didn't want to play the sister there because I wanted to do this. I wanted to go Golden Sister, make my board elusive, play 4 Demacia, kill them. I mean, to be fair, I didn't realize I was doing it, but my play kind of leveled them, right? Right? Like, they assumed I only made that play because I wouldn't be dead if they didn't challenge, and then they challenged anyway because they wanted to kill my thing. I agree. I did not realize that I wasn't counting that my thing was stunned and they could have just killed me with everything. My bad play ended up bluffing them out of lethal. We got like a single combat or a concerted here? Sure.
Courage, soldier.
No more hiding.
We're short by 1, we're short by 2. This game has bigger swings than a Giants playground, chat. This is certainly pod racing.
Bless the faithful and fear the heretics.
Glorious light rains down.
How much have we healed this game? Hopefully enough. Hopefully enough. 5 mana, draw 1. It's actually not bad. This is 8, 12, 18. Yeah, it's not lethal. No, I think we hushed their lifesteal, right? We hush their celestial so that way we kill them with this next turn, right?
Punish transgression.
I guess I could also hush this so that way this survives. And then we kill this? That's probably better, right? I'm gonna get stunned regardless, Dirty Digits. I either lose this or I can't play around the stun. Well, this actually means we can beat this first stun potentially, right? Depending on what she got. Hey, thanks for the 53 months, Squishy. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So gotta dodge a piece of removal here. They could have had a comment or a hush. They could have a comment from this. They could have a hush or a single combat or another concerted strike or something here. Yep.
It is time.
You know, it's actually kind of funny. If we would have drawn out of the way sooner this game, we likely would have won. Because if we would have out of the way before we did the +3/+3 to our board, they wouldn't have been able to obliterate all of our stuff. And then we would have likely survived here. Does that kill us? We're at 16. This is 8, 13, 14. So we're not dead on board, or we're not dead with sharp sight. Oh, they hooked the life leaker last. Yeah, that's a good thought. Let's see if they do that. Yeah, honestly, the turn I +3/+3'd, it might, I drew out of the way the turn I +3/+3'd, and maybe it was right to out of the way first. I don't know. That game was super close considering the fact that, like, they wrathed our board twice, right? We got Plague Wind twice that game. They played Obliterate Everything with 3 power or less twice and got 3+ units both times with it. We have Hushes, and we have a lot of pump spells in our deck, so maybe this matchup's not terrible. Maybe. It's probably bad. Let's not call my opponent names. Oh, that's actually their username. Alright, I apologize. I thought people usually complain about the opponent's archetype.
Reality is just your mind crumbling under what it doesn't understand, silly.
That's kind of funny. Alright, I get you. I don't usually look at usernames. Can you untime out Organic Chicken, please, Dirty Digits? I just deleted their message. I did not intend to time them out. And it's literally my opponent's username, so. Ooh, that's nice. I don't think I'm trying to block here. One thing worth noting, while we keep this super cool star chart in hand, it's very loose for my opponent to go in on Sparklefly because this could get a Silence a Unit card.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared.
For the honor of my house.
That being said, apparently our opponent's dojo does not contain fear, chat.
What's in here?
Be very quiet. We're hunting Sparkleflies. That's just weird.
Glory, rise!
The Sparkleflies are hunting us back, chat. Oh no. The hunter has become the hunted. Alright, so we get to go Vanguard Sergeant here into Goat for Demacia next turn. Just like crush them, hopefully.
Enter, traveler, and stop staring. Courage, soldier.
have some gems.
Mystical levitation requires concentration.
For Demacia! Oh, right. We were going to change to using the KDA board, right? Should do that. Get it? Get it? Got it good? Right. Overwhelm aggro, eh? Shield Bearer's great here. Might be good. A lot of the time these decks play the +8, +4. They keep go. What'd you... Whoa, you have to turn the sound off when you come in here.
I pressed the button, it will turn off, and it will me beeping, and it will give me like...
That's really cool, bud.
What have you given me a back or gone? Okay, you're cool, okay?
Pretty cool. Jacob has discovered Super Mario Maker. That's pretty cool.
These old eyes still see far and clear.
The Fiora Zoe deck is pretty polarized. It's very, very swingy. Party Cow, welcome to the channel. Thanks for the follow. Zoe is a perfect draw because Zoe is perfect. But actually great because now she's an enabler for both our Nightfall cards here.
Darkness hides in my path.
Darkness hides my path.
Were you proposing your moon or the actual moon? Moon.
I am mortal and divine, and moon.
Alright, how badly do I want to die to Troll Chant?
Face your heretic.
Come, a new
I actually probably don't want to attack with these two. I probably don't want to trade these into here.
moonlight guide me.
It could have honestly, it could have been wrong to play the Shadestalker. It might have been more correct to play just the Diana and hold up double combat trick there so I could beat the Troll Chant. That's a really weird sequence. They probably should have Troll Chanted this to save their 3-1 and then Culling Strike the Zoe instead of combat, right?
Come on in. In Amarosa's name.
You cannot sway me.
Hey, Hangdren, thank you for the 13 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Yeah, I think there were some... I believe there's Culling Strike in the build that's up on my site. if I recall correctly.
Dusk approaches.
They tried to blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me. Moonlight guide me.
Whatever the cost.
Face your heretic.
Hey, do you have second troll chant? The classic 11 cards in second troll chant.
Discipline and steel. Discard on homes. You will not prevail.
Yeah, I'm 15 cards into my deck. $16, $17. I'm deeper into my deck than they are. We've seen more cards. Drawing Pale Cascade is a card that helps you draw more Pale Cascades.
This'll take a chill off.
It's a good pickup.
There's only one true light.
Do Plaza stack, yeah, but they also take up multiple spots on your bench. Alright, if they don't have another unit, we're technically not dead on board, but... Wow, do they not have another unit? They just on, like, +8 force, or, like, what are they possibly holding? We need to fade things with Overwhelm. I guess that technically doesn't kill us, huh? Are we gonna sneak this out? Like, what are their last two cards? Are they like, they could be like culling strikes, I guess? Man. Ah, Plaza. Ah, Plaza. Missed it by this much, chat. Missed it by this much. I'm really surprised that game was that close after the second troll champ. Yeah, I don't know. I think like my take. People constantly ask about Plaza, and I have a link to my Twitter. But like, I think the people that complain about Plaza are pretty off base. I think it's a fine card that has very reasonable drawbacks, like shown, and it's really bad in multiples. What rank am I aiming for this season? Plat 4. Here's a solid piece of advice, chat. If you always set your goals low, it's very easy to achieve them. If you're new to this channel, which based on that question, I assume you are, we don't play for rank here. This isn't a tryhard stream. There's plenty of tryhard Runeterra streams here. We're just interested in playing a lot of different sweet things. I don't really care about my rank. I have enough good things going on in my life outside of Runeterra that I don't have to tie my self-worth to my rank. And that would be my number one piece of advice to everybody out there. You want to get the most joy out of your gaming experience. Don't tie your self-worth to whatever your rank is in whatever game you're playing. Play games because you enjoy them. To be fair, it's very easy to feel accomplished if you tie your self-worth to your Jeff subscription. For the low price of $5 per month, you can have a lot of self-worth.
The Demacian soldier is worth 10 foes.
If the only reason you enjoy playing a game is to see the rank number go up, I would heavily encourage you to try playing a different game instead. I think that's a good sign you probably don't actually enjoy the game you're playing. And there's probably something else out there that you'll enjoy more. Kiki, thanks for the 2/3 of a year. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It's a rather shocking play from our opponent. Joke's on you, I still got a challenger unit.
I cannot turn back. Face your heretic.
How do you feel about double gemming this to play around Pale Cascade and other Sunblessed Vigor? I think I'm into it. I don't know, it could be loose because these are Nightfall enablers later, but I should be getting another gem here anyways, right? If they have Hush, I'm sad about this, but I think it's worth guaranteed killing their goat here.
I bear a message from. Oh, hey, what's that?
Do I gem Shadestalker? I think so. This gets her leveling up.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
I mean, for the record, there's nothing wrong with enjoying ranked play in a game that you're playing. Playing ranked is fun. That's why I play ranked. My advice explicitly is just, if the only reason you play a game is for climbing up the ladder system itself, I would recommend trying a variety of games because there's probably a game you enjoy more than that.
Spectrum of pyrotechnics.
Yeah, if they don't block, I get to sharp sight them.
Reality is just your mind crumbling under what it doesn't understand, silly.
This does not apply to buffs I've already played, right? Yeah, I think Hammer's a sweet design. The highlight video on my highlights channel today was a Victor Heimer deck. That's very sweet. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
It works. of the sun and my faith are one.
The strength of the sun and my faith are one.
Discipline and steel.
Okay, opponent's got 2 elusive blockers here in Zoe and Subpersonal. Yeah, that being said, we're gonna give the squad +3/+3 and smash next turn, so like we're gonna have a pretty good board.
Stand strong.
Get out sparkly our British chat. Yeah, T-Hex doesn't get to eat anything because of Sharp Sight, which is great. Oh, you know what? I should have gemmed this so it didn't trade here. It's a small mistake on my part.
Meow.
Meow. Meow. And the good part here is my elusives are gonna get to live here as well, which is great. And they get cheeky and try and hush this to survive. Sharp Sight then kills them here. You're it. We played an out-of-the-way Shyvana deck previously as well. I think that's also a very good choice. I think I'd rather save this than kill the T-Hex. If you haven't seen the out-of-the-way Shyvana deck, that means you're not on my my highlights YouTube channel. Sweet different deck every single day of the week. Promise there's a lot of wonderful ones there. Half Quarter, thank you for the 26 months. My PhD apps are all sent in. Now it's time to wait with Jeff. Good luck and Godspeed. Thank you for the over 2 years. Can Heimer overcome my sparkly elusives, chat? Therein lies the question. We're at 20, so I feel like we're in an okay spot. We have 8 points of lifesteal here as well. Need to fade the double obliterate here. Heimer is very strong. I agree. I think this is anyone's game at this current point. I do not think we are that far ahead. I think we're a little bit ahead, but the opponent is definitely able to catch back up. One thing I need to be wary of when lining up blocks here is Hush on my lifesteal. Okay, so I think we have to for Demacia again here. I think we want to heal this one up here as well. I want to be able to block with this. I wanted to play this out before we for Demacia, but with that rip from Star Shaping, I think we gotta gotta power up here so we can block and have our things survive.
Focus on me.
Meet destiny.
Alright, so I think we just do this, so that way this doesn't die to Mystic Shot. Or Get Excited. Like, I could eat here, technically, but losing this to Get Excited or Mystic Shot does not sound particularly appealing.
Sisters.
Obviously, Hush is going to be a bad beat for us here, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and just cycle this out of the way. The old 5 mana draw one.
Unyielding light.
I could have killed you with Hushing the Lifelinker. No. Not opening. Didn't play around that. That's unfortunate.
The moon is no stranger to changing faces.
Oh, it's not a phase. This is who I really am.
Poor Zoe. Poor Zoe. Maybe it's right to play around second sub Percival.
Cloaked in they tried to blind me with resplendence, but they could not break me.
Oh, level Diana gives Challenger. Yeah, if I save her here. JK, I knew this was on top. Easy game. Oh, actually, it doesn't give her Challenger. No, yeah, you have to Nightfall after she levels. Yeah, you totes have to Nightfall after she levels. Okay, so we need an Equinox here.
Launches at record velocity.
Well, we got a Danger Noodle. I guess it's just Danger Noodle as a blocker. It's not even that good though, right? Actually, you know what? I should save this in case we drop Pale Cascade. It's not a terrible pickup either. Another lifesteal here helps us survive. I've got 2 elusives on board still. If I'd saved combat, Sharp Sight for combat, Zoe was lethal. Yes. Yes, she was. Yeah, I played that last turn poorly. And now we're gonna lose because of it. That is a very good Flash of Brilliance card. Yeah, the deck was capable of winning this game. I didn't stop and think about it, and I listened to Twitch chat. Don't listen to Twitch chat. It's a very bad idea. Twitch chat told me Diana was lethal. And I didn't stop and think about it, so I saved the Diana reflexively.
It's smaller than a diagram.
I reflexively saved this, and then we lost because of it. And again, just like as a constant reminder, like you shouldn't be worrying about what my exact record is with decks to determine if those decks are competitive or not. So, like that, the difference between a win and a loss there is like properly using our pump spells. Very thin margin. Thanks for the 21 months, Drax. Welcome back. Yeah, it's whatever. Like I said, I'm not really worried about our rank. Our deck seems cohesive and functional, which is all I can really ask for. We've put 3 out of the ways in our deck, and it feels competitive. It's all you can really ask for in life. Honestly, this hand just seems great, huh? Zoe just enables Nightfall nicely. Perfect. So I'll do this on 3 and then some of these on 4.
Look at this reality! Look how sparkly!
Sparkly. I think Captain's pretty good regardless of cheating it out, press a pick. I think that card's probably underplayed. I think there's a good chance that that card's just constructed playable as is. It is kind of interesting to me that, like, this card ended up costing 5, but Pack Your Bags costs 1. I feel like it surprises me that the same people came to those conclusions. This is feeling like it's gonna be a game where getting our double setup is just gonna be too slow. Like I can play Plaza this turn, but then like I don't play anything to the board. Which is rough. I don't know. Like, we've spent 8 mana now not developing our board. Which is a tough sell against a deck that has an aggressive slant like Lucian Hecarim. Super Virina, thanks for the follow. Welcome.
Push back the darkness.
I mean, questions like that are silly. You take any card in the game and you take 1 off of its cost and leave all the other stats the same, and yeah, that card is better.
You're late.
Like that's not even a question. Huh. I'm taking Danger Noodle.
Mother Moon veiled.
Do a single combat here? This kills us regardless of what we do, right? I can save this, but then they challenge with these, and they're gonna get to rally with this, and even just the 1 hit's almost enough to kill us. This will be 8, 11. Yeah, and again, like, pretty key. I'm not certain that. I feel this was explicitly a deck that wanted to play out of the way with Plaza, but I actually think Plaza's probably bad in this archetype. I think Out of the Way is reasonably competitive, but I think Out of the Way and Plaza together is just too much. Like, obviously it's nice when you have time to get it set up, but spending 8 mana in a game to not directly impact the board is just such a huge ask. Deck suggestions for beginners. Anything aggressive. I think Fearsome Aggro is a great choice. The Wraiths deck. I also think the Frel Alliance deck or the Darius Overwhelm deck. Yeah, if you go to my website and click Runeterra decks, Spooky Wraiths, Darius Overwhelm, or Frel Alliance would be my 3 recommendations for new players. Now we're almost done with this deck, isn't Toth? We've been playing this one for over an hour. So one, maybe 2 more games. Yeah, but seeing a random tier list press to pick doesn't necessarily indicate, like, what decks are ideal for new players. Yeah, I think Fearsomes would be my #1 recommendation for. This is a deck that you could learn. And like they're Draven Riven, which is probably a slower deck, so I might have time to set up Out of the Way and Plaza this game. I actually don't think Burn is good for new players press a pick. I think Fearsome Aggro is much better because the Burn deck actually runs counter to what's going to be intuitive for most players, where the Burn deck you need to ignore the board and push your life total as a resource really, really hard. So I actually greatly disagree with the idea that that's a good new player deck. Deck suggestions for climbing. Yeah, any of the decks I just listed there for beginners are good for climbing too, because they're all good decks that are aggressive, which means they win games quickly. And the key to climbing is playing a good deck that can win fast. Alright, we're all set up. Let's see if we get to do the thing again here, huh? That's the real answer. The best deck for climbing is the one you enjoy playing the most, but all other things equal, if you enjoy 2 decks the same, whichever of those 2 decks wins games faster is more ideal. When it comes to climbing.
Dusk approaches.
We're gonna kill Riven plus Sump Dredger here. I guess Riven doesn't have quick attack. I have a pretty beefy defenders though. What if instead we didn't do that? The question is, do they have a Mystic Shot here? They do not. That's really good for us, because this Pale Cascade is permanent from Out of the Way. I think I'd rather kill Ribbon than Draven, because Draven doesn't generate another thing until he gets into combat. And remember, this is going to stay a 4/4, right? Because we played Out of the Way. So, like, this is a fine blocker at the moment. Also, if I have to, like, take another hit, I can also just, like, take Draven's attack to the dome, so I'm not super worried about my life total, because the Sun Forgers are permanently lifesteal again because of Out of the Way. So this interaction, for those not familiar with it, if you hush a unit that is over its starting life total, it's gonna get to no longer have damage on it, which means Guillotine is no longer a legal target for it. And my hush is temporary, so this is gonna get its bonuses back here in a little bit.
Soldiers, to me!
Good little trick with Hush when playing against these Ravenous block decks. No, it should go back to being a 4/4, I believe. Oh, it does go back to being a 4/7. Is that right, or is that a bug? Is that right? That's right? Okay. Weird. Can someone explain that to me? Why does it go back to being a 4/7?
They forced us to choose death or the blade. Unseen, unheard.
It just gets buffs reapplied, not damage. Interesting. Definitely want to just check their board here. And again, like, we're super far ahead here, and they're out in this position as, like, Captain Pharaon, but, like, these Sun Forgers, along with this Forward Demacia and Pale Cascade, should mean that Captain Pharaon's not even a meaningful out for them here. Definitely playing Sun Forger next turn as our first play. Even if they kill this again, this is the lead. Decimate me, daddy. You know you want to.
The party has arrived.
Alright, we're done here. Wrap it. That's a wrap, chat. Pack it up, pack it in. Rude. Yikes, that's kind of scary. That's kind of scary, chat.
We were peaceful once.
Yes, run! Crack ice and flesh!
It's fine. So, we're going to have 9-12 mana next turn. Now, I think we just let that go. I'm going to go ahead and play Sun Forger and then Forward Demacia next turn. I want to be able to gain as much life as possible with this. Yeah, they also have axes, so saving it's not an option.
Her light is our sword, her warmth our armor.
Her warmth, our armor. Don't you dare play a second beam. Oh, they have that. Okay. Now we could, now, if they kill this before it deals damage, we could be in a spot where we get into trouble here. If we don't get to lifesteal here, our opponent could have Captain Pharaon for lethal. That being said, our board's pretty good here.
Courage, soldier.
Forgive me. I will be heard.
I'm gonna do this. I don't want them to axe this and kill my 6/5. They have a tri-beam list. I think the opponent's archetype is probably the best tri-beam list. Whatever is the noxious PNZ. Although I think not playing Ezreal is a mistake. Whatever the Ezreal tri-beam list is up on Mobilytics would be my recommendation. I think we're hopefully wide enough to kill them on attacks next turn.
Moonlight guide me.
I protect protect my own.
Is there a difference between 6 and 8 here? I don't think there is, right? No, Go Easy doesn't play Tri-Beam Fox. Yeah, if they play 3 axes, they go down to 1 card in hand.
Come, a new phase. Ignorant.
Yeah, I guess it's better to do this, because if they triple axe, I could get excited. Yeah, I'll just block with the Nana. Actually, we play this and then kill them on opens next turn. The 2-1 has not been doing much these games. Is it worth it over something like Cithria? Peak Twitch chat is recommending that I cut my 1-mana 2-1 and add more 6 drops to my deck when my deck already plays too many cards that don't play to the board. No, I don't think I should cut my 1-mana Nightfall enabler that keeps me alive against aggro and gives me early plays. We could die to Mystic Shot here, huh? Are we talking about a different deck that's not mine? I'm confused. There wasn't a deck linked in chat that I missed, right? So is someone talking about a vanilla? Like, there's no vanilla 2-2 in my deck. So are we talking about something else, or did I catch half a conversation? I don't know. I like to end on a high note. That seems like a pretty high note, as all things considered. Swap the 2-1 for the 2-2 elite. No, the 2-1 is great. This card's very reasonable. Being able to enable Diana and Lunari early is good. Having a random Petal to soft pass or enable Pale Cascade at burst speed is good. Yeah, the dust is worth the 1 less health. Pretty confident on that. That being said, while we got to do the Grand Plaza plus out of the way at multiple points during that set, I think overall this is probably unnecessary and largely win more. I do think out of the way is reasonable in general, but I think pairing it with an additional card that also takes mana without adding pressure to the board is a little bit too much. We had previously played a Shyvana Diana out of the way deck that didn't play Grand Plaza, and I think I prefer that iteration. It had a lot of similar ideas to this. Notably, Solari Sunforger didn't exist yet last time we played that deck, so I think I would add Sunforger to that build. But specifically, this card, in addition to this card, felt like not something I was super interested in doing. Just too many things that just spent mana without adding stuff to the board. All right, we're going to go ahead and